What did the naan say to her friends? Can you rub some butter on me? I'm going for a quick dip. Curry is the thing that unites the two most divided camps, vegetarians and non-vegetarians. Duh. Gravytarians are the middle ground. Whether the extra leg piece comes through or not, curry is the compensation. Be it a meat lover or seafood lover, curry is the base upon which they plot their order. While curry and gravy are as hotly debated as chai tea, true food connoisseurs know that curry in the real sense does not exist. When Britishers colonized India, they borrowed from the dictionary of fellow Portuguese colonists who described the thick coconut-laden stews of South India as currel. Fast forward, curry has become a global pseudonym for all Indian gravy dishes. So, now that we know the origin behind curry, let's tell you the stories behind how some of your favorite curries got their names. Railway mutton curry. After almost 200 years of British exploitation, there was at least one thing that our colonists could not take back to England: the Indian Railway Network. The railway mutton curry was invented on those same tracks. This curry dates back to the pre-independence era. It was served on the frontier mail in first-class compartments mainly occupied by the Brit travellers. Legend has it that the curry was never intended for the British Sahibs. Its creation was a complete hack. The story goes that a hangry, drunken British officer reached the pantry of the train and demanded to be served food. The cook at the time was working on a simmering pot of Mangsho Jhol, a Kolkata-based mutton curry. But since it was too spicy for the officer's delicate Brit stomach, the cook eased down the burn with coconut and served it with dinner rolls. On his next visit, the officer could not recollect the name of the dish and called it Railway Mutton Curry, yet another Brit legacy that lives on in our vocabulary. Thankfully today, you don't need to travel long distances to taste the Railway Mutton Curry. It's available in restaurants right in your city. Ready to order? Next up on the menu, Vindaloo. A gift from our other colonizers, the Portuguese, carne de vinha de alus is basically meat marinated in wine vinegar and garlic, which was distorted into being called Vindaloo. Let's rewind its story. This Goan curry has its origin in Portuguese food practices. The Portuguese who sailed long distances marinated the meat in vinegar so that it stayed edible for a longer duration. The yummy, tangy Vindaloo contains a mix of spices such as cinnamon, cloves, cardamoms, but the main ingredient is the hotter-than-thou chili pepper. In the 1970s, when bell-bottoms and disco were on the rise, Vindaloo too was topping the charts in restaurants of the United Kingdom. Being the spiciest curry on the menu, it became an act of masculinity to eat Vindaloo, and soon, this food there became a part of the British lad culture. So in 1998, when the English football team wanted to send out macho vibes, they chose Vindaloo by Fat Les to be their official World Cup song. Next up is the king of all curries, Nalli Nehari. Nalli Nehari. Can you really call yourself a true Dilliwala if you haven't tasted Nalli Nehari in Delhi 6? And just like the Red Fort, Nalli Nehari is historic too. Nehari owes its name to the Arabic word nahar, which means morning. While you can't imagine being a morning person, leave alone having a curry for breakfast, the Nawabs in the Mughal Empire ate Nehari as early as 5 a.m., right after their morning prayers. Even the Mughal army used to consume this meaty stew for its power-boosting properties on cold, wintry Delhi mornings before they marched on to their next battle. This royal dish wasn't just reserved for the elite. Even the laborers who were involved in construction of Mughal forts and palaces were served nehari by the platefuls. Cooking nehari is like the first love of the pre-internet era, made with the spices of stolen glances and simmered on the heat of a long conversation for 6 to 8 hours. If you are eating Nalli Nehari in Old Delhi, you are literally biting into a century-old tradition. Some restaurants keep a few kilos of leftover nehari each day and add it to the next day's serving. This rehashed portion of leftover nehari is called tar. It is the secret to cooking finger-licking nehari and adds a unique, rich and spicy flavor to it. Some restaurants serving nehari in Old Delhi take pride in their unbroken tar, which has been used for over a century. Nehari has its medicinal advantages too. Anciently prescribed by Hakims, nehari is still the best homemade remedy for cold and fever. Now that we know how some of our favorite curries got their names, we have to end this episode on yet another pun. What did Curries say to the hot naan? You turn me naan.